Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's your boy Shiny Ray here. So I released the beginner and the intermediate guide up on YouTube, and I received so much support and love, so thank you all so much. So yeah, I'm just looking at the comment section, reading through it. Like they were, I'm just so happy like people find this helpful. So yeah, and I just hope that you can maybe have some of those takeaway and like build upon it because those are just my takeaway, and I'm sure like from your experience, your playing, you can learn more from it too and come up with new strategy. Okay, so in this video, before I release the advanced version, which I haven't queued up, so what I when I read through a comment section, there are just so many comments asking about what is my current deck list as well as like the matchup itself. Like what are some of the like the BY matchup in general. So in this video, I will just focus on those two topics. So I don't just go into because I'm trying to answer all the questions in the comments. And yeah, like when I don't respond, it doesn't mean like I'm ignoring you. Yeah, I mean they're just getting a lot more comments now, and some of these like if it's the same questions, yeah, I would just miss out on them. So yeah, again, just looking at the comment section, I feel like this is just a good topic to address, so I'm just gonna do that in this video. Okay, and on the side notes, I probably won't have another new video next week. I have like a few interviews coming up, and there's one making pretty far in panel interview, so I really hope I can land a job soon. Yeah, wish me luck, guys. Anyways, I digress. Okay, so first I want to talk about the deck list. So, okay. Uh, Okay, so what I want to show everyone is some of the ones I'm working on, because quite frankly, I don't really know what the best list is, but just because so many people have asked, I would just show y'all some of the notable ones that I want to, I think it's worth your time to see. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's start with this build. So this build, I believe, is the most consistent build, um, but I I guess like it's really good in most situations, but sometimes you run into some very difficult matchup. There isn't like one of those cards that's like 10 out of 10 that can help you win. So for example, like if I run to a Bonnie or something, they can just rest my stuff, so I can't really like push through that properly. So but in this deck in general, it's just super consistent. I mean, you see like, a bunch of searcher, you can find your pieces. You're really good at what you do, but you don't really have another angle of attack. So I know like most people probably most comfortable with this build. I have quite a lot of success with this as well, but personally, I kind of like the aspect of sometimes have like these cards just really good in certain situation that can help me flip those unfavorable matchup around. However, it does introduce more inconsistency, so there's that. Okay, so CONS stands for consistent, but yeah, it's a pretty typical build. I think the only notable thing I want to point out is the two Shirahoshi. So I find I find it still being really good because it still can kill like the ACOS Mihawk and the ACOS Kid, some of the more problematic cards out there. And also like I feel like there are a lot more people running the 9 cost Zoro now. So having Shirahoshi with Zeus can get rid of that, so that really helps. So I want to run more, but I mean it's still like on paper kind of a gimmicky card, so I don't want to run too many. Although some of those situations it just really can save me, so I really like it. So here too. Other than that, let's see, 3 event definitely very consistent to find your pieces to find this new ace. Yeah, everything else looks fairly straightforward. And I will quickly scroll through on some of these cards, so just in case those of you don't know. And for the first list, I'll run through like also the base deck. So for some of the viewers out there maybe newer to the deck, you can see the zoomed in version. So if you want to build on Sim, you can. Garp, Zeus, Sabo, and I'm running it. I'm just running through it. You can pause the video to if you really want to see the card. Ace, Baby Ace, Event, Search Event, Fizz Luffy, Rush Ace, the new Ace, Sabo. This is the 2K Sabo. The blocker Sabo. Well, this is the one that can manipulate life. Rocket Luffy and Baby Luffy. Oh, and on a side note, I finally got four of these aces. Let's see. Have it right in front of me. Let's see where are my aces. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, bam. Four aces. We're back. Okay. I'm the min rarity, guys. I'm just gonna stick with the min rarity. Okay. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's see. I don't really exactly remember which one's which. Let's see. Is this worth showing? This one I don't have as much success. Just okay. One of the very quick, notable thing is I'm running four rockets here. I actually kind of like three rockets now. Obviously, introduce some level of inconsistency, but I feel like with this new ace, I can recycle them more easier. So I feel I just don't need that many. Although against matchup like Rayleigh or any red deck, this is just a 10 out of 10. Okay, so I quickly run through this build. So this is the one that runs the 10 cost Kuzan. So this is one of the scenario that I mentioned is like you have this card, that certain scenario, this is just 10 out of 10. So obviously if your opponent is starving you, by starving I meaning not attack you, you land this, then you can turn like a Bonnie matchup from unfavorable to favorable. So there is that. However, opponent have to kind of play into it, but I see a lot of Bonnie player will starve because if they get their big board going late game, they just win. But yeah, this is just one example build of it. I personally don't like this too much because it just, I mean, it's kind of inconsistent. So there is that. But yeah, if you're interested in dabbling into playing this Kuzan, you can. I think it's definitely more viable now because with this new ace, you can recycle the Rocket Luffy a little easier, and you can get the pop effect more. Back then in OP12, I don't recommend running this because the power of this Kuzan is like the later turn you have like the global Ice Age effects, like the passive Ice Age effects. But if you don't have the Rocket Luffy to go with it, the minus effect just kind of doesn't do anything. But again, with the new ace, you get more of these effects, so it really helps. If you want to try that, feel free. Okay, so here's an interesting build. This is the Robin build. Um, I I have some friends who are also trying to play BY Luffy. This is one of the build that he was playing, and he said he really liked this Robin. Honestly, I just think I'm not really utilizing this card too well. But here's a play you can do that's like pretty sick. Is so when you're at 10 Dawn, right? What you can do is you 2 Dawn on leader, and then you relife 2. So you relife this ace, the new ace, top life, and then I don't know, doesn't matter, another adult on the bottom, and then you play the 2 cost ace, so that's 2 on leader, 2 on the baby ace. So you can, so assuming you have like the other baby in the trash, so it's kind of hard to explain in words. It's easier to demonstrate. But what will end up happening is you can spend only 4 Dawn, so 2 Dawn on lead again, 2 Dawn on leader, 2 Dawn on the ace. You use 4 Dawn to make your leader 9K and develop 2 of these adults, and you have 6 Dawn left over. So with that 6 Dawn left over, you can jam this Nico Robin, which is pretty good itself as a blocker, and you can use it to discard cards, and just something to let you do at at 10 Dawn. So, and also like this is pretty decent mid game I find is because sometimes when you go second it's kind of awkward on the 6 Dawn turn. So you can just throw this down and it's pretty much impossible to get rid of by like the cost reduction effect because as you can see it's +3 cost with with the leader as Luffy, which I am. So it's a 9 cost. Very hard to get rid of. So yeah, some people find it good. Uh, and I kind of like it, but I feel I'm just not maximizing the effectiveness of this card. So I'm still trying to see, learn more about playing this card. And on a just completely random note, I know so many people are like mesmerized by this art, but I don't know. Is it my like my tryptophobia? You know the the phobia to like see all these tiny dots. I actually find this art kind of disturbing to look at. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. Funny side notes, but a lot of people like it. The other thing, new card here is the ACOS Isho. So I played it in Nats, and I still like this card. It's kind of like in the middle ground of the 10 cost Kuzan, and it's kind of like not as powerful as the 10 cost Kuzan, but you can land this a little easier. The fact that it's just a Don, and sometimes it can just discard their best card, randomly discard their best card. So there's that. But yeah, sometimes your opponent just happen to have less than 5 cards, and this card doesn't do anything. So there's that. The other new card is this Otama. So this Otama, I actually find this card being pretty good. I'm still testing to see like should I run this Otama with the 5 cost Sabo. So real quick, I'm talking about this Sabo, the school Sabo. This doesn't do anything, it's just a 2K that's searchable, can go to life. But this this Otama is pretty good because it's an activate main. So first of all, it can work around like Teach, because as you know, Teach is stopped on play. So you can use this on Stuck Your Life. And it gives something +3. So you can like do it on a Garp or something, and you attack with a Garp, for example, then that's essentially you're taking a card away from your opponent by doing this effect. So it's pretty good. And also because it's an activate main, it still has some value. Like if your opponent ignores it, it's still there and later on can activate the effects. And the trigger ability hasn't find it come in handy, but it is there if you need to, I don't know, if they attack into you and you rest a Rebecca and you kill them. But there's that. But otherwise, this is just another 2K option that you can use to D-Life. And I actually find this being really good. I think now I just think this is just a better Hiyori, but I mean Hiyori obviously has like its upside. Okay, sorry, real quick for those of you who don't know what Hiyori is, where's Hiyori? Okay, actually, what am I doing? I can just type it out. Okay, Hiyori. I'm talking about this card. So this card, the main upside of this card is you can do this to make your leader 7K or even 9K at more life, versus this cannot. But I find this Otama just better. Yeah, that's my takeaway. So if you don't like the Sabo, I would run this if you don't like the Sabo. Other than that, everything else. Oh, I didn't cover the Viola in the other more consistent build, but this is just another card that put life face down. I run it in my other video, but showing it real quick for those of whom who haven't seen it. Okay, so talk about that. Let's see. I think it's too many names at this point. I'm like getting confused. Is this one? Actually, this more looks more like a typical build. Running less events. Oh yeah, the only difference is compared to the consistent build, there's no Viola, but more on the events. One more Sabo, one more Ace. I still kind of like this Viola because sometimes I don't know. I'm just unlucky or something, but sometimes just getting mismatching baby, and in a sense, this can just, I mean, put life face down. This is essentially an emergency of babies. So I kind of like it. I just like it. So I know some people don't, but I just do. The other upside with this card is it just sometimes it can just catch your opponent completely off guard. Like if your opponent don't expect this and you play this, all of a sudden you're like 5K 2 life face down with a blocker, then it's just so hard for him to kill you, and you also getting extra card. Obviously, the biggest downside is because you're not evolving into an adult, you don't have board present. But against aggro deck, this card is just so good. Like against Rayleigh, if I see like one or two of this and Rocket Luffy, like it's curtains. They can't win. Yeah. Okay, see. Oh, this is an OP13 build. I'm trying this out, but nothing too exciting. Well, nothing I should talk about just yet. Uh, okay, so this is just a combination of running Alolas, Viola, and squeezing two Ishos. It's pretty similar idea. Uh, yeah, kind of what I mentioned. The other notable card is the Sanji. So I know a lot of people asking me why I run this card. I like it, and here are the reason I like it, right? So, uh, first of all, like sometime against some aggro deck, they will like against Rayleigh. It's kind of hard to explain step by step, but they will put you in a situation where they have two bodies on board, and also when I say two body, is like that the Luffy and a Sanji, and I'm at two life, and I in that situation I don't want to play like a D lifer like this at 5 Dawn because that kind of put me in danger of dying or potentially losing too many cards. Having the Sanji at 5 Dawn is actually really helpful in those situations. Developing a blocker, I'm net neutral on cards and just a blocker. And another upside is it can go to life in a pinch. And alongside with Viola, I can recycle it, get the effects. And lastly, the other upside is kind of like that Nico Robin play I mentioned at 10 Dawn or even 9 Dawn. I can do the 4 Dawn, so 2 Dawn on 2 Dawn on leader, 2 Dawn on the baby ace to make my leader 9, 2 adult. In those situations, and then I can play a Sanji on top of it. I'm not losing card, and I am 9k leader with a blocker, so I find that being pretty good. Just another angle of attack. I just like it. Let's see. Lastly, there's this build. It's just kind of shuffling around. This build, I'm not running the Sanji, but I'm. Let's see. What's even the difference? My gosh, I'm like getting dizzy with all these different build. So let's see. Okay, one less 2K Sabo. Okay, yeah, one more Viola, one more 2K Sabo, and I think one more Shirahoshi. I mean, you can pause the video to see what differences are, but similar ideas. Like I mentioned, it's just a combination of all. And like I mentioned earlier, because I'm running these weirder cards like the Ishos, especially, and the Shirahoshi, it does make the deck a little more inconsistent because see I'm only running one event, but that's the give and take, right? You can only put 50 cards in deck, so it just was some of the are you willing to sacrifice some consistency to have the potential to be some more difficult matchup, or you can just win most of your matchup with the more consistent build, but then pretty much have no answer to the difficult matchup. Okay, so as you can see, I experimented with a lot. Some of them are just failed experiment. I'm not even gonna bother showing them, but I hope this you will find this helpful. Uh, I'm not going to lie, I don't know what the best build is, but here I'm just gonna share with you some of the ideas I'm running through, and you can because everyone's playstyle is different. Like I seen my friend play, like it's very different to me, still effective. So yeah, cater to what you believe works and share in the comment section what you find working. And I'm learning myself too. You know, this new ace came out like last week, so I'm trying to figure it out too. Okay, now with the deck lists out of the way, I just found out in this rank there's this statistic thing, which is kind of neat. Oh wait a minute, it's not sharing properly. Okay. Uh, Okay, so I just recently found out in the rank queue that we do, in one of the tab that says stats, and under stats, you can see a pretty comprehensive overall view on the leader that you're playing against whatever other leader you're playing against and the win percentages. Yeah, I find this resource is very helpful for me to understand like how my deck is doing against other decks. As you can see, my match history has been kind of look like our stock markets recently. Been only trending up. I guess I'm kind of evened out here, but you know, hopefully I can keep trending up. So what you do is so under this is profile, and then you click my leader. So under my leader, you can see like the breakdown of whatever leader you played, and you just click on them, and then you can see more details. It's funny, my Zoro win rate is like 75%. I recorded that one other helmet video that just me playing Zoro with just following a specific guideline, and I mean it works pretty well, 75%. Anyways, maybe I should be playing this deck. Alright, so we're not gonna talk so much about Zoro, we're gonna focus on the BY Luffy. I'm sure you're all more interested too. 56% win rate, about 57. Could do better. But yeah, this is like all the leader I play against in ranked. At this point, I think I did enough games where I can get like a pretty good idea how this deck is matching up against other decks. Okay, so I'll just go from top. I'll talk more about the more common leader. The rest in the end, I'll just run through them real quick. Some of them I remember what happened, but yeah. Okay, so Zoro leader. I find this matchup very 50-50, and as the result reflects, I think it just comes down to, I'm going to repeat this a lot with other leaders, but I think it just comes down to, can you Zeus their 5 cost? Like, if you Zeus their either Tashigi or Zeus their Cavendish, then you're in a pretty good spot. If you don't, or they have a Koshiro, then you're sad. Yeah, but otherwise, like, the Zoro leader, they do, the Tashigi into restand event. If they see a bunch of restand events, it could be pretty tough. Otherwise, like, yeah, I find this matchup 50-50, so yeah, the result reflects it. Okay, GP Luffy. So this deck, I will say, given the new Nami out of PRB2, there's definitely a strong resurgence of this deck coming back. Another big reason is because this deck does pretty well against UP, so with that Nami is even more consistent to find your pieces. Yeah, their play pattern, they just find Sanji Pudding. They play Sanji Pudding, they play Luffy Taro into Sanji Pudding, and more Sanji Pudding, and just have like a very big wide board so fast, and late game their leader is 6k, and they can run Gum Gum Giant. So yeah, it's a very powerful leader. But yeah, this matchup pretty 50-50 as well. Comes down to, can I Zeus their Sanji Pudding or not? So if they have the stage, then they can it protects the Sanji Pudding. If they don't, then we're looking good. I would say like, I honestly I find this matchup not that great. But yeah, once the Zeus hit that first Sanji Pudding, I think the matchup just immediately swing to my favor. So that's just how it goes. And the rest of it just, are they gonna see, they're gonna see their giants, but like, what is like their line of draws? Are they gonna see their the Ninth Blade Demon Asura, whatever that event, that Rest 2, the Hody event? If they can play the event and like clear your board or rush your phase and have the secret news, the EBO2 rush Luffy, then I'm in trouble. But otherwise, just Zeus Sanji Pudding. Okay, UP Luffy. Okay, finally a matchup not 50-50. As I mentioned before, this matchup is really, really hard, and yeah, I mean, this win percentage is about right. Honestly, I'm quite surprised how I can win 4 games, but yeah, I think the way I won a couple of those games is I e-showed their Gum Gum Giants, so that helps. But yeah, otherwise there were, man, I feel like literally every game I played against this deck, they can see their pudding. And this pudding card, like, oh gosh, I don't even know what to say, man. Like, why does only blue deck get this stupid ass card, really? But anyways, but yeah, they're gonna have their pudding. They're gonna have their Sanji. They're gonna play their 9 cost into 9 cost, and yeah, there's not much to talk about there. Their deck, they run Gum Gum Giant. They can't die. And yeah, I find a lot of situation where just they're at 0 life, but a gazillion cards in hand and have a Rosie, a Nami, that I just can't kill them. So yeah, and they have pudding. So hope you dodgers match up. Shanks. So I find this matchup pretty 50-50 too. One of my good friend that he played this deck a lot at home. Me and him, we went about 50-50 as well. This Shanks, they got some new toy too. The new Lucky Roo. That helps, and also they run that new 6 cost lot, the 6/7 red. When on attack, it gives something -2. Card is pretty good in conjunction with Rayleigh. It can clear a lot of the body that I care about. So yeah, they definitely get some new tools too. Yeah, this matchup, it just Zeus is not as impactful, but it really comes down to like how many big high end they can draw. Because what happens is if they have like those pretty well distributed draw where they get their counter cards, they get their early game, late game into Shanks, then it's really hard. But the one big problem with Shanks is the deck is not that consistent. You don't have like the UP Luffy effect to just look at top five and fix your hand like Nami or something, the 5 cost Nami. You don't have anything like that. You're just living at the mercy of top of your deck. So yeah, they do have some searcher, but sometimes you just draw all 2K, sometimes you draw all high end, then you just die. So yeah, this matchup pretty 50-50, just how many high end they can see in the end. Okay, this Rayleigh. Yeah, this is exactly why in my other video I was pretty salty that I lost to this matchup at Nats. This matchup is just, I think it's so free. Like, it's, yeah, 90% win chance. I mean, obviously the people on Sim are not as competent as people in Nats, but yeah, I mean, if I see Rocket Luffy, they can't play. So, yeah, I mean, I will say this deck is still very powerful. Like, sometimes I do feel I'm in danger of dying, but I mean, Rocket Luffy kill everything they got. So, what I find is they just don't get to keep a board, and I just slowly attack their face and grind down all the cards in their hand, and they just die. So, not much to talk about there in this matchup. Just mulligan for Rocket Luffy, Garp or event search for Rocket Luffy, then you're good. Smoker. So this matchup, I find it pretty reasonable. Yeah, can you Zeus their Smoker? Yeah, the 5 cost Smoker, the 5 cost Banish Smoker. If they get the Dream Curve of Smoker into Tashigi, the Protection Tashigi, then it's pretty annoying. But if they don't, you Zeus that Smoker. Then all of a sudden they don't get their leader effect unless they play another big body, and just such a big tempo swing. So yeah, and I feel like people, because this deck get some new help from the also that's that new law, the law that you're also running in Shanks, that law I talked about. It's a pretty solid deck, but yeah, I don't find too much trouble against this deck because yeah, Zeus is Smoker. Yeah. Teach. This matchup is definitely unfavorable. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's they stop your on play effects. I just hope I don't run into them. Pretty much like UP. I would say like, well, there's also Bonnie, but I would say like I would way rather see Teach than UP. Like this UP deck, I feel like just sometimes just feels unbeatable. Like their medium draw, they're gonna beat me. Their high roll, I can't win. So the Teach, like they're very consistent, but sometimes like if they get put in a situation where, because what I do is I just play my character and just attack their face as much as I can, because none of my card works as they should, to what Teach effect does. So yeah, just sometimes attack their face as fast as you can, and you can just get there. Bonnie. So definitely unfavorable, but I'm somehow 4-3 into them. Uh, there were 2 games that I remember. One game was I just queue into rank and run into one of the homie. He was looking good until I dropped this Isho and discarded his Zoro. Yeah, so that's one way to beat them. Just discard their best card. As you know, the 9 cost Zoro that attacked 3 times is just absolutely brutal against me, against BY Luffy. And yeah, one of the game I did lost is because my opponent played 9 cost Zoro. I feel like he didn't even play that well, but this 9 cost Zoro, once it's out, it just, yeah. If you don't kill it with, I don't know, Zeus, what is it, Shirahoshi into Zeus or some other big attack into it, you're just gonna die. Like, the Zoro, just, you can't deal with it. But yeah, other than that, like, the leader effect itself is super annoying. I mean, they run Hody, they run 9-cost Shanks. 9-cost Shanks is another killer. Like, yeah, kill something, kill a rested creature on play. Also, it just 11k. 11k is way too big. Like, either demand a life or a bunch of cards or a blocker. So, yeah. I'll say if I rank UP, Bonnie, or Teach, I'd rather see Bonnie than Teach than UP. And I guess in that order. Yeah, all these decks are rough. I just hope I don't run into them. Purple Kata, it looks like I have a good win rate against them, but this matchup is not easy. Like, because they have that new, well, that new pudding gets out that 8-cost Kata so consistently. Yeah, just, I guess it comes down to, can you kill that 8-cost Kata? Can you Shirahoshi and kill it or not? Thankfully, this leader effect is not that strong, and the 10-cost Linlin, purple Linlin, is not that scary. But, yeah, early game, fucking Zeus the, what is it, the Perosphero, the 5-cost purple Perosphero, then I'm looking okay. But otherwise, yeah, can you kill this 8-cost Kata or not? I remember there was a game I played, the opponent has 4 Kata on the board. I'm just like, okay, how am I gonna win? I actually won that game somehow, but yeah, when they have a wall of Kata, you might be in trouble. Okay, and now, in my other video that I played in Store Champ and other video that I filmed, I beat the Nels, but this matchup is hard, as you can see. Not many people play it, but yeah, I mean, their high end is just so big. They run 8-cost Kata, they run 9-cost Yam, they run 10-cost 10-cost NL, they also run the 10-cost Ace. Their high end is just goes over the top, and sometimes their trigger can just randomly wrecks me over, so yeah. I mean, I definitely don't want to see this leader, but I mean, I feel like it's winnable. Let's put it that way. Nami. Okay. Nami, this deck is really not that scary, but it's scary because they run 4 puddings. Like, man, this pudding card, I don't understand. I'm just, every time I talk about this card, I just want to, yeah. It just turn into a complaint fest, but yeah, they run 4 puddings, so every game on average, I expected to get pudding at least twice. So it just comes down to pudding roulette to me. Like, the games I won, because their pudding just gave me the cards I need, I definitely have to play around pudding. Like, I have to play all my small bodies. I have to counter sometime when it makes sense. But sometimes I play all my small body, they just no-jiko into pudding, then all of a sudden, like, they basically just plague win my board and, you know, reset my hand. So, yeah. Very annoying, this pudding card. Please, Bandai, do something about this stupid card. Like, or give other color this kind of effect. I don't know. Like, why does only blue deck gets this stupid effect? Like, just turn the game into freaking RNG. I don't get it. Oh gosh. Okay. No, give like yellow or black or any other color. Like, when I play against GP Luffy, UP Luffy, I'm just looking at my hand like, okay, it would be nice if I were putting against them. Well, guess what? Only purple people get it. I mean, blue people get it, I guess. Oh god, stupid ass card. Okay, this pudding, this matchup is actually really hard, as you can see. Yeah, they run the 8-cost Kata, they run the 7-cost pudding. They also run the 10 mom. They also run the 9 mom. Like, it's hard. Like, they ramp into their high end, and they just have a wall of massive bodies that I can't really clear. So, I have not found too much success against it. So, if I do play in regional, I hope I avoid this matchup, because, as you can see, I haven't won yet. Lim. What is there to talk about here? Just win your die roll. Yeah. You win your die roll, then their curve is a lot worse. Like, my curve first, second, honestly, don't really matter. But, yeah, you play first against them, their leader is like half as effective. So, yeah, there's that. Kobe, I don't know what to talk about here. I think the Rocket Luffy doesn't work against them. It is kind of annoying, but yeah, I mean, 4 life leader that don't really have a good way to protect themselves. Not that scary. Lucci, okay, so this is kind of a surprising result for myself too. It's turns out they just kill everything you got, and because I cut a lot of that Black Sabo that immune to KO, it's not as easy as you think. They also have 5 life leader, so 5 life leader it's just harder to aggro down. They're pretty consistent at killing your board. Also, like you can't stall too long because they run 10 cost Kuzan. So yeah, I feel like there were definitely a few games I misplayed, but yeah, I mean, just find that Black Sabo. One of the game I misplayed is I forgot they have 10 cost Kuzan. So yeah, once 10 cost Kuzan landed, I can't punish them, I just die. Yeah, so find Black Sabo in this matchup. That's all really there is, just like before. This matchup, Zeus is amazing. What is there to say? Zeus the Cavendish. I find this matchup pretty easy, actually. The one game I lost, it was pretty dumb. What happened is, he played this event. It's like a Noah Arc event. I forgot what it's called. Basically, it's a 1 cost, counter for 3k for the leader, or it's rest 2. So you rest 1 and rest 1 more, so cost 2 to rest a 5 cost. So basically, I didn't know opponent will play a card like that, so I was being greedy with how I take my life. And then he played that, and then just went like 17 my leader, and I just died. So, yeah, now I know they run the card like that, just need to watch out for it, potentially. Just don't be too greedy. This matchup, yeah, it's kind of falling out of favor, not going to talk too much about the rest, but go first. If you go first, they don't have their dream curve. Late game, just if I can Shirahoshi to BY Luffy, I'm good. Otherwise, just you have to grind through the giants. Is what it is. This matchup, I mean, I think people are just not playing it that well. When I play against David, I find it pretty hard. But yeah, 4 life leader, it just aggro the face as much as you can because everything I play is gonna get bottom deck or killed. So just aggro their face, really. This matchup, I mean, again, it's a blue deck, so you have to watch out for the pudding. The game I lost is because it was so stupid for me. It was completely my fault. I'm just gonna say that, but he played the 4 cost what is it, Arlong, the one that discard a card your opponent one of his opponent's character or leader cannot attack. I just forgot he has that effect, even though the sim tells me my leader cannot attack, have those giant words. But basically, I dawned on my leader, tried to attack, I was like, wait a minute, why can't I not attack? Oh, that's why. And I died. So, yeah, I don't know. I was just being dumb there. But otherwise, 4 life leader, I can't really protect themselves, but they do run pudding, so yeah, this is what it is. This matchup, I find this matchup not that hard at all because they take their life quite aggressively. They do develop a big board, but who cares? Their life is they look, when they counter, they're running counter event like the El Thor. They counter with what is it? The Earth can't lose, whatever, that event. But what do those cards do? Yes, they counter for 4k or something, but they don't filter 2. Okay? They don't draw 2 cards. I don't know what to say. Those counter cards seems a lot more fair than Gum Gum Giant. Yeah, there were definitely games I played against UP and GP. I attacked their leader for like 15, and they giant a 2k, and they got out with losing 1 card. I don't know how that fair, but it is what it is. Bandai loves purple and blue. I don't know what to say. Stupid. Alright. But yeah, easy matchup, I think. This matchup, pretty easy too. Play play against one of my homie. Yeah, just it's a red deck. Red deck. I just take all my life and what is it? Zeus, whatever body they got, and yeah, I mean this is basically the worst really. I don't know. It's pretty easy. This matchup, I don't know, I find it easy, but the one game I lost, guess what happened? I got puddinged, and the pudding into no 2K. Yeah, just lost the pudding roulette. What's there to talk about? Just blue deck, there's pudding. So, yeah. Even though when you can try to play around it, but they pudding into something that kills you, then you just die. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, I mean, for every blue matchup, you just have to play around pudding. You have to at least remember that card exists. But sometime, even though you play perfectly, play around it, but it's a roulette. It's not like you have 9 cards in the hand, you discard down to 5. You have some control. No, you don't. No, you don't. This game just says, just throw all the skills and decision out the window and just roll dice. Yes, that's what they do. Anyways, BY Luffy. Well, it'll be shameful if I lose this matchup, but can you Zeus the Fist Luffy? That's what it comes down to. Not much more to talk about. In the end, just the matchup is definitely intricate to slowly wind down opponent's card out of their hand, but yeah, if you can Zeus their Fist Luffy and you stick a Fist Luffy, that's every turn take out a card or two out of their hand, just so big. So yeah, Zeus. Koala, people can say this matchup is hard because what this leader does, but in my advanced video, I gave an example of how do you play against leaders, and I talk more in depth on how do you play against Koala. So stay tuned on that. Yeah, blue Kata, I'm sorry, not blue, my gosh, I'm just traumatized by blue, everything's blue. This Kata, one guy able to top 8 in Nats, the deck is pretty decent, given they can play the Kuma. They can play the Tenmon. Still pretty scary, but I mean, I don't know. They don't have these ridiculous counter events. They don't have what is it, pudding. So I would say in the end, kind of an honest matchup. See who grind down cards out of the opponent's hand. So yeah. I literally have not seen anyone play this deck because this deck is hard gate kept by Zoro, but it's a blue deck, pretty hard. Pudding, wahoo. This matchup, yeah, play around pudding, then you're good. What's there to talk about? Like, you just play your game, but there's pudding. Yeah, I guess one thing I can remember is, if they go, like, Porsche into Ichiji and aggro you super early, then that can be kind of scary. Otherwise, I think the matchup is pretty easy. So, yeah. Play out your baby. This matchup, hard. They draw a million cards, and what does a million card translate to? They can draw pudding. You know what? I should just rip up a pudding and tape it in the back of my wall and just tell people like, dude, fuck that card. Anyways, this matchup, I don't even remember what happened. It just, I mean, it's not that great of a leader. Starter deck. This. I mean, why do you play a purple deck that can't play Gum Gum Giant? I don't know either, so there's that. Nico Robin, how did I lose this game? Oh, I remember, because when I tried to go for a game in the end, he went Giant, 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 so there's that. This guy I played against in, well, he knows me from watching my videos, so if you're watching, how are you? And yes, I got pudding. Oh, what was funny about that game is there was at one point on the board there were grand total of 9 aces on the board. I should have just killed my Luffy, so we have 10 aces. So that would have been cool. But yeah, I got pudding, so there's that. This matchup is pretty hard. Not many people play it, but their leader is super tanky, and their body are really big in the end. The 7 cost Law and the 8 cost Kid. Like, in the end, you're just losing so many cards. Like, yeah, I find this matchup pretty difficult, so I hope I don't run into it. This, I don't even remember what happened. Like, the power of power crept. Yeah, okay. So that about sums it up. What is the takeaway, guys? Zeus, they're 5 costs in matchup that matters. And also, pudding. Blue pudding. Yeah. And Gum Gum Giant. Yes. Yeah. That's really all there is. When I run down these videos on matchup, if I kind of like I mentioned in there's one video I talked about how good BY Luffy is. It really depends on the meta itself as well. Because if blue deck is popular, they run Grab Blade, they run Pudding. Like it just ugh my gosh. Like Grab Blade, at least there's a drawback because it's a brick, but Pudding, I mean, it's still a 1K. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. I'm sorry it became a little bit of a complaint fest, but I don't know. Why make a card just completely randomize everything? I don't get it. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching, and stay tuned for the advanced video. And yeah, wish me luck on this weekend's regional and my next week's interview, because I would really like a job at this point. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, comment, subscribe, because I put quite a lot of effort in the content of the videos. So yeah, hope to grow the channel, and stay tuned. Peace.